Andy Holt went for a wander just after 6 o'clock, taking solace in silence before the bedlam awaiting him. He wanted a feel for the pitch, the surface his players would create history on and fans then invade in their hundreds later on. He wanted to smell the sense of occasion. Suited and in his trademark flat cap, Holt gazed across towards an empty Clayton end and took one long, deep breath 10 yards from the center circle. This was it. This was the night. A climax to unquestionably the most romantic story of this season, masterminded by John Coleman. Little old Stanley, forever punching. It really is a miracle, isn't it? The Accrington owner said. The lads are bang up for this tonight. He was calm, measured, the opposite of what you might anticipate, and wasn't wrong about his players either. They were exceptional and the prize is another £1 million in the coffers and, more importantly, memories lasting a lifetime. Holt fluttered shortly before kickoff when he glanced over at behind that goal again, a knowing smile. A feeling of pride. That end, home of the Stanley Ultras, was as packed as it's ever been. Those fans will be back next year, Sunderland likely the biggest team arriving here in League One. For the humblest of Lancashire towns, often browbeaten and forever in the shadow of Burnley and Blackburn, that the wider community is slowly engaging is evidence they are getting things right. Holt sums their rise up well. This is a miracle, even if promotion to the third tier for the first time ever somehow felt like Accrington's destiny. Destiny, certainly, that League Two Player of the Year Billy Key would be the protagonist in this quite sensational story. 2 goals in 2 minutes just before the half hour, the first a smart header and the second an opportunistic pounce, and Accrington were up. Yeovil could have been 4 or 5 down by the end. Key should have had a hat-trick. Stanley swaggered. Coley's a winner, Holt said. You want to see us on the coach back from games? It goes off. We play a Scouse game called Stripes, invented by John. You never quite know whether the rules are right. He's changing them when he's losing. Coleman ripped up the rulebook as manager during his second spell in charge too. He has reinvented what it is Accrington Stanley stand for. What a stunning job he and assistant Jimmy Bell have done. Coleman is a man who loves football so much that he was asked to leave Marine as a player in the 1980s after they found out he turned out with his mates in Sunday League 2. You can tell. He looked pensive as he arrived at the Wham Stadium. A big old night, the biggest of his career as well. And Coleman idiosyncratically perched on a wall until referee Stephen Martin finally blew his whistle. Then he let it all go then. He is not asking for wholesale change to his squad this summer. Coleman has told Holt that only 2 or 3 new faces are required, providing Stanley do not cash in on lively winger Jordan Clark or striker Caden Jackson. It's unbelievable on this budget, £17,000 a week, Holt added. I get sick to death of people on bigger budgets saying ours isn't true. I'm paying it, I know how much it is. A quick Google search revealed Holt's hire might be aimed at Notts County manager Kevin Nolan, outspoken about finance last month. Holt was more interested in a £10 bet with Coleman that more than 3,000 home fans turned up. He won by 83. Those numbers are the true legacy of the most striking campaign in Accrington's history.